Hi, I'm Everett Abrams, the Wizard of Wood. Our location today, actually where we get our cedar shakes, and you can see there's a ton of them behind me. So this video is going to be about wood today, and specifically cedar shakes. We get a lot of questions asked about cedar shakes, and I get a lot of pictures on how to take care of them, used for either shingles for siding, which looks really nice, especially like shore area homes, and then not just as siding, but also as cedar shake roofs. So what happens is we have some western red cedar here, and the shakes are a beautiful color. You can see that. So when people clean them with bleach, a lot of times to me, it's almost like you shouldn't do it. And if you do it, it should be a mild solution that's just really to remediate the organic growth, the mold, mildew, algae, and so forth that'll grow in the shake. And I say in the shake for a reason. The reason I'm here on location doing the video is to talk about how you care for cedar shakes. So bleach is, we can debate whether we shouldn't use it. There are some of the other videos. But sometimes what happens is you're asking bleach to do something it can't do, especially when it comes to porous cedar shake or wood, which is porous. Bleach reacts with the first thing it comes in contact with. You may have heard this in other videos. So what happens is, if it hits the surface and there's growth on the surface, it might get the surface stuff. But what happens is it won't get the stuff actually behind the cedar, or in the cedar shake. So what happens is, in the cedar shake, there is mold, mildew, organic growth, and it roots in the wood because it's porous. So if bleach reacts with the first thing it comes in contact with, it's going to hit what's on the surface but never actually get to the root. So the reason for the video is because I keep getting these pictures, and when I get these pictures, we're getting like 2, 3, 4, maybe a week, where the pictures come in and somebody says, hey, I cleaned the wood, it looked really good. They'll show me before picture, but then it's sealed or stained, and what happens is the mold or mildew comes back within about 3 months. Or typically this time of year, because we're in November up in New Jersey. So if you did this in the spring or the summer, now you're starting to see the results after that period of time, and you see the growth. But now the growth is underneath the sealer or the stain. People ask me, well, what can you do? Some people say, oh, can I just put a solid stain over it? Well, that would defeat the purpose of the beautiful western red cedar, right? That's number one. Number two, you're just covering up a problem. So the issue really becomes, what do you do? And the situation is to remedy that would be to actually strip it off, and then you have to get rid of the growth still. So it's very important that when you initially clean these, to get rid of the growth, you really have to use the right product. So what do you use? Well, I wouldn't use sodium hypochlorite or bleach. I would actually use something more like along the lines of a sodium metasilicate. Sodium metasilicate actually can get into the wood, get to the root, and it has that lifting ability. Now, some people might also talk about putting bleach in with the sodium metasilicate. Some might use sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is used as a stripper, so you have to really dilute it down if you use sodium hydroxide, but it has the ability to get the root of the organic growth that gets into the wood, not on the surface, but actually into it. If you don't get the root and you seal or stain over it, as I'm discussing, then what happens is that's going to come back, and that's why I get these pictures. Now, if you ask me, just over the course of over 30 years, I believe bleach has become a little bit more resilient to the organic growth and so forth because of the way we use it. But that's another topic also. To really remediate the situation, one of the things I always suggest is we talk about post-treating when we talk about cleaning and restoration, and we talk about it on other substrates, but we don't talk about it on wood. If somebody actually neglects the wood for 5 years plus, 10 years, whatever, and there's a lot of growth in the wood, it's kind of hard to remediate that and get rid of that and restore the wood with one application. So we really should talk more about post-treating. Post-treating actually will come back and get the rest of the growth after the initial clean. That should be sold to a customer the first time. Person that comes to restore the wood, you're not a miracle worker. What are you going to do if you can't get it all off on the first try? What are you going to do? Use more pressure from a pressure washer? You're going to just seal or stain over it when you come back? Post-treats. So there's a lot of avenues and a lot of things I've just talked about on where we could go with this situation. Western red cedar has a beautiful tone, beautiful color. Look at all this beautiful wood behind me, these beautiful cedar shakes, and nice, beautiful, rich colors. Don't put bleach on it, ruin the color. Or if you do, and it has a lot of growth, it should be a light application. It should be easy, an easy situation where it's just a light growth. But if you have to end up using bleach twice and do 2 applications, you're gonna lose some of the color here. Then what happens if you're putting on a nice natural sealer to enhance the look of the wood? It's not gonna come up, it's not gonna have that pop that it did or should have. So we wanna be careful with how we're using the bleach. The other thing is you're asking it to do something it cannot do because it does not get to the root. Look at some other alternatives. Look at things like sodium percarbonate, sodium hydroxide, or the one I go to is sodium metasilicate type products today. And they can also be found in a lot of the composite deck cleaners today because they have that lifting ability, and they've been used in composite deck cleaners for a long time, sodium metasilicate. So it's not like it's something foreign to the industry. It has been used in the industry to help clean and restore. Sodium metasilicate, real good idea for your cedar shakes. Again, asking bleach to do something it can't. Think of alternatives, get better results. I'm Everett Abrams, the Wizard of Wood, and thanks for watching the video.